Sonder Project celebrating 10 years of impact. Let's hear it for 10 years. My name is Chad Zibelman. I am the CEO of the Sonder Project. I'm so happy to be here with you all at the Freight. What a beautiful space, the Freight. There's 3 things I want you to know about the Sonder Project. I'm going to need a little audience participation to help me here. Number 1, everybody deserves access to clean water. When I say water is, I want you to say our right. When I say water is, you say our right. Water is? Our right. Water is? Our right. Number 2, education is power. When I say education is, I want you to say power. Education is? Power. Education is? Power. Number 3, food systems. Healthy, sustainable food systems are critical to opportunity, especially in the rural communities where the Sonder Project works. We are planting opportunity. When I say planting, I want you to say opportunity. Planting? Opportunity. Planting? Opportunity. All right. I want you to meet the Jere family. This is a family from Malawi that I had the pleasure of meeting. For years, they struggled without the resources they needed to lift themselves out of poverty. They might be smiling now, but life wasn't always like that. And Masia, the mother, used to travel 3 hours every day to collect water through these hills to this stream. There's water in it right now, but in the dry season, the water table lessens, and they have to dig holes by the water to collect that water. So she would come in the middle of the night just to not have to compete with the other women, and so she could be the first one to fill her bucket. All that work, time she could be with her kids and with her husband, she instead is collecting water that's not clean, that's making her children sick. Meanwhile, her husband Moffat is doing all he can, but he is struggling to farm because the rains are unreliable, because his kids are sick from the water, because he too is sick, and there's only so much time when that rain is coming. Meanwhile, their school-age children, Jacinta and Justin. Jacinta told me she's lucky when she goes to school 3 days in a week because she's busy helping her mom collect water. And when they do go to school, they're embarrassed because their uniforms aren't clean. The Jere family has a simple dream. They understand that water is our right. When I say water is, you say water is. They want the ability to get clean water anytime, any day. They want Jacinta and Justin to be able to go to school and lift themselves out of their situation because they understand that education is power. Education is power. They want to be able to grow food, and through that food have opportunity to earn money to make a living, because planting in this rural community is opportunity. Planting, opportunity. Well, I'm happy to share in 2022 the Sonder Project drilled a well in their community. You know how long it takes Masia to collect water now? 15 minutes. Anytime, any day. And that water is clean. And her kids can go to school. And her husband can work on the farm. Clean bodies, clean clothes. And it's not just for the Jere family. Since 2015, we're celebrating 10 years. We have drilled 68 wells supporting over 65,000 people in community after community after community after community. And we're not just drilling wells these days, we're also putting in solar water systems for entire schools to have running water throughout their campus. Like this Kauia Secondary School that was completed last year, and this Chayamba Secondary School, which was completed in 2023. This school was performing 5th in their region. The year after we put in the water system, they were number 1 in their region. You know why, the principal told me? Because of water. Because he understands water is our right. We're also focused on sustainability. We run mechanics trainings to make sure that community members understand how to repair their wells. They actually make a small business out of it. We provide tools like this young woman, Fatimata, who I had the pleasure of meeting in Burkina Faso in February, who told me a story how she went to an African wedding in a nearby community. And if you've ever been to an African wedding, you know that everybody's invited. I'm sure Mamadou knows. And they're cooking, the women are cooking for so many people, but they're going to collect water really far away while there's a well or pump right here by the house that she can see. And she said, why aren't we using this well? And the women in the community said, well, that well's broken. Well, Fatimata said, I'm going to fix that well. And the women laughed. Sure enough, a week later, Fatimata came back with her tools, and that water was running. She did it. She did it. Now Emesia has more time to help Moffat at home. Together, they are farming. They're not spending as much money going to the hospital, and so they're able to think about the opportunity that they might be able to plant. With that said, the ceiling is still low because the rainy season is so short. That's why the Sonder Project is investing in community farms. We have a water system just like I showed you with the school, but this is for an entire community to grow food. These community members, there's 200 of them now supporting 1,000 community members who each rent a plot of land all year round. They're not depending on the rain anymore because water is coming out of the ground. We survey our farmers, 85% of whom are women, to ask them how much money they were making before they started the farm, and then we track how much money they're making from the farm, and these farmers are reporting 50% increase in their annual income. Can you imagine if you made 50% more of your average income this year? That is significant. We're looking to scale these projects. And what about Jacinta and Justin? Jacinta and Justin are in school every day with pride because their uniforms are clean. And Jacinta and Justin know that if they succeed, if they graduate high school, they will have the opportunity to join over 200 other students that the Sonder Project sponsors through our Education is Power program. Because high school in Malawi and Burkina Faso is not free. These students have their school fees paid. They have boardings provided. We provide academic support. We provide mentorship. We provide an annual camp for students like Oswald Cosmos. When Oswald was in 10th grade, he was introduced to us by his community. In fact, he wasn't exactly in 10th grade because he dropped out and he was helping his family on his farm because he didn't know how he could pay his fees. Well, we interviewed Oswald and we got him back into school. He was back a few weeks later, back in 10th grade. When we select students for our program, we interview them. We ask them a lot of questions, but one of the questions we ask is, what do you want to do when you finish school? We don't film them all, but we happen to have Oswald's video from when he was in 10th grade and into our program about what he wanted to do, and let's hear what he has to say.
What do you hope to do by staying in school?
By staying in school, I hope to obtain a certificate with good results and go to university and become a doctor to assist other people.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to tell you that Oswald worked really hard in school. Last year, he graduated at the top of his class, and this year he was selected to the University of Malawi to study internal medicine. And he is still being sponsored by the Sonder Project to complete that degree. So this is why we do what we do. Because water is our right. Water is because education is power. Education is because we are planting opportunity. Planting. By being here tonight, you are supporting all these efforts, whether you know it or not. So thank you so much for being here. But we have a lot more that we can do together. We're celebrating 10 years, and I'm looking forward to the next 10. I want you to know that for $30,000, we can fund a solar water system. For $11,000, we can fund a well for over 300 people in the community to have clean water just like the Jerry's. For $5,000, we can fund one of our Education is Power camps. I encourage you, if you text Sonder to 44321, think about how you can contribute. For $4,000, we can fund a mechanics training. For $360, we can sponsor one of our Education is Power students for 1 year. That's $30 a month. For $240, we can sponsor a family with clean water. That's $20 a month. If 50 people in this room were to sponsor his family at $240, we would fund an entire well for the entire community for over 300 people. Yes. So think about what you can do tonight. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for learning about the Sonder Project. Cheers to you all from me and the juries. See you soon. Happy birthday, Sonder Project.